Hi guys, JB from Minot here, and these are my pickups for the month of August, post-Labor Day. So let's get started. Just as I think the 3DS is dead, they keep releasing one or two more games. They got some other games coming out that I really want. Luigi's Mansion for the DS, 3DS, but for the remake for the GameCube coming out. They just announced it a few days ago. And they got, well, not for the Switch. But anyway, here we go. WarioWare Gold. I like this game if you're a WarioWare fan. I've been a WarioWare fan since the Game Boy Advance days. It's an excellent collection of games. It's got over 300 games. And the fun part about these games, trying to figure out what they want you to do and the time they want you to do it. It's if you like WarioWare, you'll love this game. The story is really short. You'll get through the story in about 2 hours. Maybe not even that long. But there are a lot of challenges along the way, a lot of trophies you can get, a lot of bennies, stuff like that. My only real problem with the game is some of the games are rehashes from older games, versions of the games. I'd love to see a whole new set of mini games that they haven't played before. I mean, it's practically a new generation. The WarioWare Inc. has been out at least, oh God, it must be at least 20 years since the first one came out. So there's a whole new generation of gamers out there that they can get addicted to these games and go from there. So I'd love to see that. WarioWare Gold. If you're a WarioWare fan, you can't go wrong with this. Okay, now for some Switch games. I've got a lot of them. I've got 91 Switch games now. Okay, I've loved Wolfenstein since the Windows 98 era. Is one of the first-person shooter games I recall playing. It's a blast to play, and I think it predates Doom, as a matter of fact. But here's a sequel, or a spin-off, or what have you. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus for the Switch. It's getting pretty good reviews. They say the graphics are not quite as good as on the console, but you know what? They're pretty good anyway. Everybody complains about the graphics all the time. They kind of obsess about the graphics, but I'm not a graphics obsessed guy. But this is I haven't played it yet, but I've heard nothing but good about it. So, excuse me while I try to fix this glare. There we go. Okay, now my next game, Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Edition. This is how you do a collection of games. Unlike what they did for the Mega Man Legacy Collection. You got 12 games on here, and you don't have to download them. You don't have like 6 games, and then you got to use the voucher to download the rest. No, all 12 games, as far as I know, unless I'm reading it wrong, are on this disc physically. They can do the same thing for Mega Man. Okay, which I'd love to see. But anyhow, maybe they'll do that in Europe. But I like fighting games, but I absolutely suck at them. Maybe one day I'll get good, but there's that. Okay, here's a game that was on the original Wii, De Blob 2, and it's a puzzle game where you try to use different colors to get through different obstacles, kind of like the Splatoon of its day, only not quite so intense and more puzzle oriented. The Blob 2 wasn't as good as the Blob 1. In fact, they have a version of this on the DS, but I figured I'd give it a try. It's been years since I played it, so I'm going to give it a try on the Switch. But I love a good puzzle game. That's what I'm missing. Remember puzzle games? Okay, I know some of you are waiting for Super Smash Brothers, but this is a good substitute until it comes out. Brawlout. This is more like a there's not much strategy to this game. You just get in, you start fighting, and it's gotten decent reviews, but of course it's not going to get fantastic reviews as it's not Super Smash Brothers. But if you're waiting for Super Smash Brothers and you've got that itch to scratch, there you go. This will help. Aquamoto Racing Utopia. This is, I think, a GameStop exclusive. I bought the other game, the companion game to it last month, ATV, or I can't remember what it is. But anyway, this is on water. I only got this because it was 15 bucks, but it hasn't gotten very good reviews. Probably just a generic title. Okay. Victor VRAN Overkill Edition, and it's got a bunch of DLCs, I believe, or maybe 2 separate games. I don't know which. And it's got Motorhead for the soundtrack, and it's kind of like a Diablo clone in that way. So, and it's getting really good reviews. I haven't played it yet. I'm still playing Octopath Traveler. I played that game for darn near 150 hours yet, and I've still got to grind some more for that one final boss. Okay, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I believe this originally came out on the Wii U. It's Donkey Kong Country, so it's a blast to play, as per usual with Donkey Kong games. It's a blast to play. I really enjoy it. Now, for probably one of my favorite games of the year, Dead Cells. This is a Metroidvania / rogue dungeon game. It's a Metroidvania, and that's 2D, and each of the you have to get certain skills to get past certain dungeons, and it's also a rogue dungeon type game, because every time you go through the dungeon, every time you start the game over, and you will start the game over, it changes. The only difference is most rogue mystery game, most rogue games, you kind of start out with the same difficulty, and they take away everything you've earned and all that other junk. This one, they take away some of it, but a lot of your skills, once you earn a lot of these skills, you get to keep those skills at the beginning of the game. So when you start the game over, it's actually easier to get through it every time. So, but the graphics are awesome. It's a blast to play. If you like Metroid, if you like Castlevania, and if you like rogue games like this, and those are a lot of those are coming out. Those are getting really popular lately. But if you like roguelike games, in fact, they got a new title for it. It's called Roguevania. Okay, so there's that. It's a blast to play. Great reviews. You can't go wrong with this if you're, like I said, it's only a teen, so with all that blood in it, you'd think it'd be immature. Anyway, there's that. Okay, guys, those are my pickups for the month of August, and I hope you all had a great Labor Day. I hope all my Jewish fans, if I have any, enjoyed Rosh Hashanah, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys soon. I plan on coming up with a kind of a Game Boy puzzle games collection video. Anyway, I hope to hear from you. Press subscribe. Give me a like, spread the news if I'm worth it, but I hope you all have a great weekend. In the meantime, God bless. Bye-bye.
I've lost all of my pride.